Okay, hey everybody. I wanted to show you one of my experiments I've been doing with sweet potatoes. I've never really understood the whole sweet potato slips and growing sweet potato vines. So this year I put some focus into this because I was given a whole case of sweet potatoes. Hold on, puppy one's in. Okay, I'm back. I was talking about these sweet potatoes and how to propagate them, and one thing I've learned about sweet potatoes is if you can get these rooting and growing, just a matter of laying this vine and maybe tacking it down with a paper clip into another pot of soil could generate some sweet potatoes. And that's all you would do. Kind of like how you get the strawberry babies started in a new pot. But the tried and true method that I know of is that you would cut this slip off, maybe right in here, and you maybe take a couple of these leaves off and you stick it in a jar of water to grow roots. And if you look real close here, not sure if my camera's going to focus, but there's little nubbers, and I believe those nubbers are going to be what gives you, that's not too bad there, might give you your roots. So I'm showing you this just to show you what I did. I had sweet potatoes, a whole case of them, and some of them started doing this, sprouting. So I only took one sweet potato and I put it in a container of water, just like you do an avocado to get an avocado rooting. And look at that. This has only been in here about a week to 2 weeks. I believe 2 weeks would probably be the max that it's been in this. Now I do change the water every 3 to 4 days. Depends how murky the water gets. See, it's not too bad. I'm worried about it getting top heavy at this point because it's got a lot of vinage going up. But the vines are absolutely beautiful, which is one of the things I have heard, that they can be very pretty plants. So I'm not sure when to plant that in a pot of soil or if I do that at all, but I have 2 more to experiment with. This one has a leaf on it, so I might put this in a container of water and let some roots start and then plant it in a flower pot just to see if I can have a vine growing at all times. This is one of those superfoods. If you're going to grow something, keep it simple. Potatoes, sweet potatoes especially, are the #1 go-to potato for nutrition as well as calories. And nutrition is what we're focusing on more than calories, because calories, when you're doing a survival situation, are going to be hard to get enough calories. But if you could eat 2 or 3 of these sweet potatoes in a meal, 1, you're not going to starve to death. 2, you're going to get so much nutrition and be so much healthier. 3, it doesn't have to be cooked or preserved. It can be stored just the way you see them sit here. I could take this sweet potato right now and clean all this off and eat it, raw or cooked. So there's a good survival food. And again, it's one that you can continually grow. You get one sweet potato growing and you could have enough potatoes probably for months and months and months. And if you continue to propagate as you're eating the ones you're eating, your food supply may never end if you're focusing on sweet potatoes. Now let's talk about regular potatoes. This is a regular potato. I'm not real sure what type, but it's a small, probably this would be great in a stir fry, a soup, a stew. It's not a big baking potato, but look at the growth on this. Now, I have taken, the red potatoes do this as well. Red potatoes are great for trying to propagate from a bag from the Walmart grocery, guys. They're not all bad potatoes. But this here has a lot of great, these are called eyes. And this is what you'll want to plant. I will plant the whole potato. I have 4 of these ready to go. I'm going to plant all 4, and what makes it does, and what doesn't. It's an experiment. But here's the key. In a grid down or an SHTF situation, if you have a stockpile of potatoes or you're storing potatoes from last year and you have some eyes, find a spot, dig a hole, add a little composted anything at that point to it, stir it up, just keep it loose soil, don't walk on the soil, throw a couple of these potatoes in and walk away. Go back when the tops start browning out and check to see if you've grown potatoes. It's worth sacrificing 1, 2, 3, 4 little potatoes, or even 3 big potatoes, to have a supply of food months down the road when your food stocks may be running low. To me, again, this is one of those no-brainers. I mean, got to get with the program. If you think just storing food is going to be enough, you're wrong. You have to learn to start growing food. You could do this experiment in a bucket on your patio, your porch, just about anywhere. Just don't overwater them, because once it's in a bucket, if it doesn't have really good drainage, you won't get potatoes. That was my first fail in growing potatoes. Now, I do have 4 red potatoes about this size already planted in the garden, and I have 1 sprouted, and I'm watching to see how those do. I have so much going on in my garden right now, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep experimenting, but that's a good thing. It's all food, it's all edible. But I'm not afraid to dig up a spot in my yard, pull the grass off and away, mix some chicken manure, because I have chickens. I would mix chicken manure in there and sand and some composted, maybe coffee grounds or something, and then throw some potatoes in there. I'm not being prideful in having a pretty yard. I have a backyard that I'll do anything as far as experimenting and growing food in. So, give that some thought. Run a couple experiments. If you do an experiment, let me know. I'd love to see your results. Right now, these are my results. And I think today we're going to put these, probably both of these, in water and let them grow into a vine as well. Because I may take one of these up to my off-grid camp and put it in the ground permanently and just let it have fun making sweet potatoes. The more food I grow up there, the less I have to take up there. So, and I may even plant some potatoes. I'm not real sure what I'm going to be doing, because I've been really focusing on planting fruit trees and long-term food items up there. This I would consider long-term. This would be short-term. Sweet potatoes keep giving and giving and giving and giving. The vines will cover, the vines would make a beautiful ground cover too. Keep that in mind. Yes, this is grown up, but I think over time, if it was planted outdoors, this would be a beautiful ground cover. In fact, now that I'm talking to you all about it, I may take this and plant these around my banana circle that I have on my off-grid property, because that's getting all the compost, all the good stuff added to it, and these sweet potatoes will probably be very happy up there. The only concern I'd have is winter temperatures, because up there we do get freezing temperatures more than we do down here in Central Florida. But that's the experiment, and give it some thought. If you have a windowsill, pop a sweet potato in the windowsill and let it do this. Now, I did this first. I did not put these in water. These just started sprouting, and I've left them go. And then once I got these, I put the toothpicks in to support the weight of the potato, and there's 4 toothpicks in this one. And I put it in water, and this is the results I got in just a couple weeks. These are very prolific, and I think they're going to be really fun to watch and follow. And if I have any progress reports on the sweet potatoes, I'll let you know. But this has actually been fun. And just to give you an idea, I grow vines all over my house. This one's got to be about, a good 8 to 10 feet long. You can see how that just goes and goes and goes. I've had to hook it up over my one sign, just to give you an idea. It just keeps giving and giving. But there's my vine. I do a lot of vines in the house. These are non-edibles, so I'm thinking it's time to change to edibles and get some stuff outside that might be real pretty and viney. But that's my update for now, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for following me. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my videos.